Hejazi Arabic or Hejazi Arabic, also known as West Arabian Arabic, is a variety of Arabic spoken in the Hejaz region in Saudi Arabia. Although, strictly speaking, there are two distinct dialects spoken in the Hejaz region, one by the Bedouin rural population, and another by the urban population. The term most often applies to the urban variety, spoken in cities such as Jeddah, Mecca, Janbu, Taif, and Medina. Urban Hejazi appears to be most closely related to the Arabic dialects of Central Arabian Peninsula, Northern Sudan and Egyptian Arabic in both pronunciation and grammar. Hejazi Arabic has many close similarities between Egyptian Arabic and Najdi Arabic. Hejazi Arabic dialect is also spoken by Rashaida in Eritrea and Sudan. Hejazi Arabic is used for daily communications and has no official status. Instead, modern Standard Arabic is used for official purposes, especially in Eritrea where Arabic is not the lingua franca. Classification. Hejazi belongs to the Western Peninsular Arabic branch of the Arabic language, which itself is a Semitic language. It includes features of both urban and Bedouin dialects, giving its history between the ancient urban cities of Medina and Mecca and the Bedouin tribes that lived on the outskirts of these cities. The main phonological characteristic features that differentiate Hejazi from the neighboring accent Najdi and other accents in the Arabian Peninsula is the absence of vowel reduction, the distinction between the letters and the pronunciation of the letters, and features also referred to as the sedentary Hejazi dialect. This is the form most commonly associated with the term Hejazi Arabic, and is spoken in the urban centers of the region, such as Jeddah, Mecca, and Medina. With respect to the axis of Bedouin versus sedentary dialects of the Arabic language, this dialect group exhibits features of both. Like other sedentary dialects, the urban Hejazi dialect is less conservative than the Bedouin varieties and has therefore shared many classical forms and features that are still present in many Bedouin dialects. These include the internal passive form, the marker for indefiniteness, gender number disagreement, and the feminine marker n. Sedentary features. The present progressive tense is marked by the prefix by or garid, as in bijidris or garidjidris. In contrast to Bedouin dialects, the distinction between the emphatic sounds d and th is generally preserved in some words. The final n in present tense plural verb forms is no longer employed. The dominant case ending before the third-person masculine singular pronoun is you, rather than the that is prevalent in Bedouin dialects. For example, Bitu, Indu, Arifu. Conservative features. Hejazi Arabic does not employ double negation, nor does it append the negation particles sh to negate verbs. Hejazi, Ma'arif, as opposed to Egyptian, Ma'raf, and Palestinian, Ba'rafi. The prohibitive mood of classical Arabic is preserved in the imperative, lati ruh. The possessive suffixes are generally preserved in the classical forms. For example, bitakum, your house. The plural first-person pronoun is nina or ihna, as opposed to the Bedouin henna or enna. When used to indicate location, the preposition fi is preferred to be. In Bedouin dialects, the preference differs by region. Less restriction on the distribution of I and U. The glottal stop can be added to final syllables ending in a vowel as a way of emphasizing. Compared to neighboring dialects, urban Hejazi retains more of the short vowels of modern Standard Arabic, for example, Samaka, as opposed to Bedouin, Smika, Diarabachu, as opposed to Bedouin, Thrabata, Aktub, imperative mood, as opposed to Bedouin, Iktib, Indakam, as opposed to Bedouin, Andkam, Egyptian, and Uku, and Levantine, and Kun. Phonology. Urban Hejazi Arabic has approximately 31 consonant phonemes, of which 4 mainly occur in classical Arabic words and 8 vowel phonemes. Consonant length and vowel length are both distinctive in Hejazi. Phonemes will be in allophones. Consonants. This is a table of the consonant sounds of Hejazi Arabic. Sounds in parentheses exist only in loanwords, and they are not considered as part of the phonemic inventory. Phonetic notes. The phonemes p, v, t are only found in loanwords, and they can be pronounced as b, f, and, respectively, depending on the speaker. The phonemes d and the trill r are realized as a and a tap r, respectively, by some speakers. The dental consonant is mostly rendered t, and rarely per second, or kept theta. In classical Arabic borrowings, it remains dental in the countryside. The dental consonant is mostly rendered d, and sometimes z, or kept th. In classical Arabic borrowings, it remains dental in the countryside. The dental consonant is mostly rendered d, and sometimes z, or kept th. In classical Arabic borrowings, it remains dental in the countryside. The phoneme q only occurs in few words and proper names. An example where q and program contrast is Kuruen versus Guruen. The phoneme l only occurs in the word alh and words derived from it, and it contrasts with l in wala versus walla. Vowels. Hejazi has 8 vowel phonemes, 3 short a, u, I, and 5 long a, u, I, o, and e, with length as a distinctive feature, and 2 diphthongs, or, and, aj. Unlike other Arabic dialects, Hejazi did not develop allophones of the vowels a and a, except in a few number of foreign words where the long a is optionally pronounced, and retains most of the long and short vowels of classical Arabic with no vowel reduction. The pronunciation of u and I depends on the nature of the surrounding consonants, whether the syllable is stressed or unstressed, and on the accent of the speaker. As a general rule, word initial and medial u is pronounced u when unstressed and o when stressed, but strictly as an u before, with an at the end of the word, and I is pronounced as an unstressed I and stress e, and strictly as an I before j and at the end of the word, though this variation is not found in all of the accents of Hejazi. Most of the 2 diphthongs, aj and or, from the classical period underwent monophthongization and are realized as the long vowels e and o, respectively. But they still occur as diphthongs in a number of words, as in hajwaren, and even contrast with the long vowels, as in doride versus duri versus duri. All word final long vowels a, u, and I are shortened except in 2-letter words. Phonetic notes. And a are pronounced either as an open front vowel a, or an open central vowel a. O and e are pronounced as true mid-vowels o and e, respectively. U is pronounced allophonically as o in most of the word initial and medial stressed syllables, and strictly as u at the end of words and before. W. I is pronounced allophonically as e in most of the word initial and medial stressed syllables, and strictly as I at the end of words and before. J is an optional allophone of a in some loan words such as armnja and yarbn. Free variation occurs depending on word stress, speed of speaking, and speaker's hometown accent between the short phoneme I and its allophones I and e, with speakers using the 2 sounds and other speakers using only one. The same occurs with the phoneme u and its allophones u and o, with speakers using the 2 sounds and speakers using only. But that doesn't apply to the vowels e and I, and the vowels o and u, where the 4 phonemes are considered as separate phonemes by all the speakers. Phonological processes. The linking conjunction pronounced u is often linked with the consonant or the vowel, or for emphasis only left as it is. Anauinti is either pronounced as anafenti, where the u connected to the vowel before it, or pronounced as anawenti, where the u connected to the vowel after it or left as it is for emphasis, ana uenti. Wahid zamzien is either pronounced wahidu zamzien, or for emphasis wahidi zamzien. Xamsau sabien is either pronounced zams or sabien, or for emphasis xamsau sabien. Vocabulary. Hejazi vocabulary derives primarily from Classical Arabic Semitic roots. The urban Hejazi vocabulary differs in some respect from that of other dialects in the Arabian Peninsula. For example, there are fewer specialized terms related to desert life, and more terms related to seafaring and fishing. Due to the diverse origins of the inhabitants of Hejazi cities, few borrowings from the dialects of Egypt, Syria, and Yemen exist, but now are fading due to the influence of modern Standard Arabic. And even the 5 centuries of Turkish rule only had a slight influence on Hejazi, and most of the loan words are names of objects, as in diasma, shoe, from sisma, tiasma, originally meaning boot, or kubra, overpass, from kopru, kopri, originally meaning bridge. Certain distinctive particles and vocabulary in Hejazi are id, or id, already, dien, or dehien, now, and lissa, not yet. General Hejazi expressions include bit or Fiji, good luck, los samat, please, excuse me, to a male, Ukraine, thank you, ifwan, you are welcome, iwa, yes, la, no, portmanteau, portmanteau. Also called a blend in linguistics, is a combination of taking parts of 2 words or their sounds and their meanings into a single new. It's a common feature in Hejazi, especially in making new interrogative words. Examples include from in, from in, from in, from in, or from then, from in, from in. Numerals. The cardinal number system in Hejazi is much more simplified than the Classical Arabic A system. Similar to the German numbers system is used for other numbers between 20 and above. 21 is wahid uirien, which literally mean, and 485 is abu mijai uxamsau tarmanien, which literally mean. Unlike Classical Arabic, the only regem that is gender specified in Hejazi and has 2 forms is number 1, which is an as in kita bi wahid, or sajara wada, for 2 as in 2 cars, 2 years, 2 houses, etc. The dual form is used instead of the number with the suffix n, en, or ten, ten, as in kita bn, or sajara 10. For numbers chapter 3 to 10, the noun following the number is in plural form, as in arbara kutub, or arara sajarati. For numbers chapter 11 and above, the noun following the number is in singular form, as in from 11 to 19. R is added to the end of the numbers, as in arbati ar kitabi, or ihdar sajarath. For 100s, at is added to the end of the numbers before the counted nouns, as in toltu mijate sajarath. Other numbers are simply added to the singular form of the noun wahid uirien kitabi. Grammar. Subject pronouns in Hejazi Arabic. Personal pronouns have 8 forms simplified from the original Classical Arabic 12 pronouns. In singular, the second and third persons differentiate gender, while the first person and plural do not. Verbs. Hejazi Arabic verbs, as the verbs in other Semitic languages, and as the entire vocabulary in those languages, are based on a set of 3, 4 also 5 consonants called a root. The root communicates the basic meaning of the verb, e.g., ktb, to write, kl, to eat. Changes to the vowels in between the consonants, along with prefixes or suffixes, specify grammatical functions such as 2 tenses, future is indicated by the prefix, 2 voices, 2 genders, 3 persons, 2 numbers, 2 moods. Hejazi has simplified the three classical Arabic present verb moods into a single present mood by adopting the old forms with no ending, and has added a present progressive which is not part of the classical Arabic grammar, and has simplified three grammatical number categories in verbs into two instead of the classical regular verbs. The most common verbs in Hejazi have a given vowel pattern for past to present. Combinations of each exist. According to Arab grammarians, verbs are divided into three categories: past, present and imperative. An example from the root ktb, the verb katit, aktab, I wrote, I write, while present, progressive and future are indicated by adding the prefix and respectively to the present. The active participles, garidi, gardar, and gardin, can be used instead of the prefix b, as in, garidi aktabi, instead of baktabi, without any change in the meaning. The third-person past plural suffix u is turned into an o before being attached to pronoun suffixes. Katabu, katabu, katabali, katabli. The verbs highlighted in silver sometimes come in irregular forms, e.g., t, I loved, na, we loved, but, he loved, and you, they loved. Example: katit, aktab, write. Non-finite forms active participles act as adjectives, and so they must agree with their subject. An active participle can be used in several ways: to describe a state of being, to describe what someone is doing right now, as in some verbs like the active participle is used instead of present continuous form, to give the same meaning of an ongoing action, to indicate that someone, something is in a state of having done something. Object pronouns. Enclitic forms of object pronouns are suffixes that are affixed to various parts of speech, with varying meanings. To the construct state of nouns, where they have the meaning of possessive demonstratives, e.g., my, your, his. To verbs, where they have the meaning of direct object pronouns, e.g., me, you, him. To verbs, where they have the meaning of indirect object pronouns, e.g., me, you, him. To prepositions. Unlike Egyptian Arabic, in Hejazi no more than one pronoun can be suffixed to a word. Modifications: when a noun ends in a feminine vowel, as in madrasa, a t is added before the suffixes, as in madrasati, madrasatu, madrasatha, and so on. After a word ends in a vowel, the vowel is lengthened, and the pronouns in are used instead of their original counterparts, the possessive pronouns, as in kursi, kursi, kursina, kursiki. The direct object pronouns, la hagna, la hagna, la hagnaki. The indirect object pronouns, rohna, rohna, lu. After a word that ends in two consonants, or which has a long vowel in the last syllable, a is inserted before the five suffixes which begin with a consonant, ni, na, ha, hom, kom. The possessive pronouns, kitabi, kitabaha, kitabahom, kitabakom, kitabana. The direct object pronouns, iri feet, iri furtani, iri furtana, iri ftaha, iri fdahom. Only with indirect object pronouns when a verb ends in two consonants, as in katit, and al is added before the indirect object pronoun suffixes katabtorlu, katabtorlahom. Only with indirect object pronouns when a verb has a long vowel in the last syllable, as in rah. The vowel is shortened before the suffixes ralaha, carat 1. The colon between the indicate that only the vowel is lengthened, since the word final h is silent in this position. Squared. If a noun ends with a vowel that is u or a, then the suffix is used, as in abu becomes abuya, but if it ends with an I, then the suffix is added, as in kursija. It is uncommon for Hejazi nouns to end in a vowel other than the of the feminine nouns.